Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello Colton and Happy New Year to everyone on the channel.
Thank you, Boris. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome back to the Crypto Night channel. Let's dive in for 2023. The first project we're going to talk about this year is SwissBorg. So Boris, can you kind of dive in and let us know what SwissBorg is and what is the importance of this project?
So first of all, SwissBorg, we're going to talk a little bit about their coin, which is CHSB, but that's not the most important thing we wanted to go over. SwissBorg, they are a little bit like what Voyager used to be before they went crazy and loaned $600 million to Three Arrows Capital and eventually went bankrupt. And a little bit of a mix of Celsius, except that the same, not some of the craziness we have seen at Celsius. So it's a platform where you can buy your cryptocurrencies, but also where you can stake. And they are offering multiple mechanisms to make some money, but the rewards they give you are very reasonable, so they are viable, and therefore the platform can keep on existing, and they've weathered the whole bear market so far without any problems. The other thing is they are based in Switzerland, and they're both regulated by the EU and by Switzerland itself, and they're pretty well protected. So I'm not saying that they are unhackable and that they are the safest things out there, but if you're looking for an easy staking platform, they seem pretty solid. And talking from my own experience, I've used them since January 2021. So it's been pretty much 2 years, and they seem pretty solid, pretty good. I've made some good returns with them, and I think they're pretty good. They have a great mobile app, super easy to use. Their whole thing is very user friendly. It reminds me a little bit of like the Coinbase type usage, very friendly. They support over 55 cryptos. They support 16 fiat currencies. So it's easy to bring in money. You get actually an actual bank account with them type thing where it's easy. You get an IBAN number, so you can easily transfer wire money in and out of your SwissBorg account. So it's pretty cool, very nice. They're very compliant, like I said, because they have to obey many regulations with Europe and many regulations with Switzerland. They offer smart yield. They offer different reward stuff. Some of them, they use the existing stuff out there. Like if you stake ETH with them, they're going to use Lido, which is very known to everybody, except that they make it super easy. Lido for a beginner, it's not that easy. You got to know a whole bunch of stuff. It's not your average user that can do this. People with experience, so the people that watch this channel, they can do it no problem, but not everybody is an expert. You have to remember that. So that's what they're trying to do, is build a system where you have a nice platform, it's easy to buy, it's easy to sell, and you can stake, and they use some of the safest things out there that they can use. Now it's still DeFi, so there are still some risks, but they put a lot of safety in place to make sure that people's money is protected. And the last thing, which we'll go over in a little bit, they use their token, CHSB, which is an ERC20 token. And if you own some of that token, you get some extra rewards on your account.
Awesome. Quick question, Boris, before we move on to the history and performance. Just to be clear, and can you clear it for the viewers here, we're not getting sponsorship or we're not being paid from SwissBorg, correct?
No, hell no. The point of this channel is not to make money by getting money from a project or another and reviewing it and saying, oh, it's great. The point of this here is to entertain you, first of all, and we are sharing our experience on different coins, on different projects. It's totally up to you to go and say, yes, I like it, or no, I don't want to do anything. But no, we want to be truly objective with everything. So we never get anything from anybody to make sure that we have that freedom of reviewing without any financial pressure.
Yes, sir.
So yes, they didn't give us a dime.
Awesome. Okay, that's good to hear, Boris. Now let's kind of change pace. Can we talk about the history and performance of SwissBorg?
Yes, so they were created in December 2017. At that time, they had raised $52 million. They raised it from 24 different individuals. So it's the original investors is a small pool of people. It was created by two guys from Switzerland, Anthony Leswammer and Cyrus Faisal. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing those names perfectly, but so they are located in Switzerland, and they have a team of people from many different countries, and most of them are highly experienced people. They come from the banking industry and investment management firms. They have their CHSB token, which is doing a few different things. It's used for staking and getting fee discounts and also voting rights. It's also traded on pretty much all the major exchanges, so it's very easy to exchange. Not like, oh yeah, it's only on SwissBorg that you can buy and sell their coin. And then they have another thing, which is whenever you have CHSB token, it generates RSB token, which are called referendum tokens, because they ask their community, to be very involved onto their whole project and which direction SwissBorg should take. So they run as a DAO, and they ask people a lot, to participate. And if you do participate in the votes, you get some rewards as well. The thing that they do is they have a whole buyback program and burn program with their CHSB. So every month they add 20% of the profit generated from their fees, from their app, because of course they get fees whenever you buy and sell any tokens, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, XRP, whatever. So they take 20% of that profit and they do a few things. They either buy back some of their CHSB to make sure that it maintains a certain price, or they also burn CHSB to reduce the number of CHSB. And automatically they place orders on the token, to make sure it retains a certain price. Then you have the SwissBorg DAO, that's where they, a DAO, for those that don't know, it's a decentralized authority organization, meaning that it's decentralized. It's not just a bunch of people making decision. It's everybody as a group and depending on the number of tokens. And they basically try to ask the community to vote on certain things so people can have really an active role on where SwissBorg is going. So there are a few different roles for community member. You can be digital artist, translator, promoter, moderator, campaigner, etc., etc. So they do, recognize different team members and different roles. The cool thing about them is, first of all, you have the ramp on and ramp off for the fiat money. So it's very easy to bring in money. It's very easy to take money out. And you can stake your coins in the meantime. Like if you buy a bunch of ETH, you keep it for a few years, you stake it, then a few years later you sell it, and then you send the money back to your bank account. Basically, you can do it all in SwissBorg. So that's the beauty of it. Now, the other cool thing is they have what they call their smart engine, which is AI powered. artificial intelligence, and it looks at a lot of different investments and a lot of different possibilities in the DeFi world, because there are lots of them. And it makes decision on where do they get the best rates, where do they get the best, with the least risk. So they actually call it their smart engine to look at a lot of different ways where to place the money. And they might change things from time to time and move the coins from one place where it's invested to another. And so that's, I think, what makes them also a little bit, sets them apart from some of the others. They have the smart yield, where it's users can earn passive income through the DeFi and through the centralized finance, because sometimes it's better to do it that way. And they work with top platforms such as Compound, Curve Finance, Binance, Aave, and Uniswap. So everybody's pretty familiar, I think, with those. And they came up with the Yield Program 2.0. And what that does is, it returns better returns for CHSB token holders, and also they generate a few premiums for the people that hold the most of those coins. On the SHSB token itself, its all-time high was last year at 164. And the lowest was, back in 2019 at 0.005. Today, it is sitting around, let me check the latest. Today, it is sitting at 20 cents. So definitely it's gone way down. I remember buying mine when they were along the lines of about 70 cents, 60 cents last year, maybe even 50 cents. So they've gone down some, but that's the way it is. The whole market went down. So
thank you, Boris. Let's dive into the latest news and development. Can you kind of talk about what's new and upcoming with SwissBorg and what is in their future roadmap?
Yeah, so one of the very important thing is in December, they came up with their Series A. So Series A, for those who are not familiar, whenever you create a company, usually you get what's called seed money, which is the original investment. People raise some money from friends, families and friends, and maybe some connections that they have. And they try to grow the company. Once the company becomes big enough and starts making enough money, you can start doing different series, Series A, Series B, Series C, etc., etc. As the more money you raise, the more series you do, and usually the valuation goes up in price, meaning that Series A might be done at a valuation of, let's say, $30 million. And then you do your Series B at a valuation of 100 million. And then your Series C at a valuation of 300 million. Meaning that people that invest in Series A will get a much better price than people investing in B. And then B will get a better price than those investing in C. Now, the big difference that they have done here is that usually Series A, Series B are usually reserved for VCs, venture capitalists, which are pretty much private banks, people who have very deep pockets and can invest large amounts of money. Here, they wanted the community to have that opportunity. So they have actually done it a bit differently. They offered the Series A to their own people, to the people that are part of the ecosystem already, that are already clients, which was well received. We'll go over the numbers in a minute, but it was pretty well received. They are getting close to the goal that they have set for that Series A, raising money. So the big thing they're trying to do here is to make sure that they're getting enough money to, first of all, keep on going in the long run, but also invest in new things. They are launching some new things. One of them is called the Launchpad. which they will help different crypto projects getting financed through their platform, which is really a big thing, helping different platforms or new coins trying to get launched. Sometimes very difficult for them to find the financing. So they will offer basically a bunch of ICOs pretty much on the platform. They're also trying to do more Web3 type investments. And so having that extra money will help them go quicker into Web3. So on the numbers, they have set a mark of $10 million minimum. Now, of course, they're going to probably go beyond, but they're already, currently this graphic is already 1 or 2 days old, but they're getting close to 8 million already raised. Now, one thing that they've said is they're giving a little perk for people that do it before 10 million. They're giving them their a credit card from SwissBorg, so you can use the SwissBorg credit card. Not sure if that's that crazy of a perk, but once again, those guys are reasonable. They're not going to give you the moon, the same on the rewards. We'll see that also in a few minutes, but at least it's sustainable, which is what we all want. Probably today people will trade rewards for safety. It's cool to have a ton of rewards, but if it is for a platform to just go under after a few months, there's no point in putting your money in platforms like this. Now, the cool thing to note is that, they've been around for 5 years now. And so far, they have 700,000 verified users, and they're generating yearly 150 million in revenue. So that's pretty good numbers. Yes, they're not a monster, they're not Binance, they're not some of those huge companies, but their thing is going, forward and steady and safe. That's, I think, what's important, and that's really the message they're trying to show with all the things that they do. Is they want to be safe and steady. So you can buy equity shares, and the minimum investment is 100 Swiss franc, which is roughly $100. And you can buy equity shares, and of course you can also buy the CHB coins, if you wish. None of it is mandatory to use their platform. You can elect not to buy any CHSB, and you don't have to buy any equity in their program. So the cool thing is that they show here on the coins that they select for the platform, they have what they call the SwissBorg thematic, where you can say, hey, I want to I want to get involved or invest in layer 1. And they will pick several and do like a little basket of coins. Sorry. Or if you want to invest in the metaverse, they can do that. Or if you want to invest in Web3, they can do that. So they can build you a little basket and do some investment that way. So that's pretty cool. Of course, they have the Smart Engine and the SwissBorg Earn to help you make some money. They do tokenized assets. They're starting to get into this as well, NFTs for real estate, things like that. They do the multi-assets launchpad, giving ownerships to communities to access, like I was saying, to access new projects as pre-seed, really as super early money, which of course always has a big risk, but has the biggest rewards, which most of the time all this is reserved to VCs or extremely rich investors. And the cool thing about those launchpads that they're going to do is you'll be able to invest small amounts of money. Can you imagine investing in a Cardano as a pre-seed money, and you put $100 and you do like 1,000x, I mean, or you do a 500x, you know, the returns could be gigantic. So the cool thing about this launchpad that they're coming up with, it's going to allow you to invest a small amount of money and have potentially gigantic returns, you know, in the future. So that's really a cool thing that they're launching. I think it's probably the most interesting thing that they're doing this year. And like I was saying, they will also introduce their SwissBorg Visa card, but you know, yeah, you'll get it if you invest before they reach their $10 million cap. Now, the cool thing about the investment that they're proposing, you know, really, when it's all said and done, the potential return could be either, you know, there are different ways of calculating, you know, returns and all that kind of stuff. But roughly, you know, the ROI to be expected is anywhere between 5x and 8x of the money you might invest. So if you invest 100 Swiss franc, then you could potentially get 500 in returns, which is not bad. Now, of course, if you invest more, you get more. But they, you know, they have a good approach to this whole thing, and I think definitely they're going to be a decent player in the years to come. They're not going to be Binance ever. Binance is a monster, and there are other big players in the game that will be much bigger than them. But I think those guys, they're going to do pretty well. I mean, that's my gut feeling. You know, I mean, it's not like I'm recommending anything here. I'm just telling you what I think and what I see. And I've also watched a lot of their videos. They have a whole channel, SwissBorg, where they do interviews and they talk about their different projects. And you can tell these guys are pretty serious, pretty well-educated. They know exactly where they have a good beat on the market and everything. And they play things pretty safe.
Thank you for that information, Boris. Can we now kind of dive into staking, and where should we be staking SwissBorg? And do you have any tips and tricks on, you know, if we should be using a hot or cold wallet or even using exchange right now, Boris?
All right. So, of course, the whole point of SwissBorg is to make it easy for people that are beginners, whether you want to buy or sell crypto. And then when you stake, I mean, I'm staking AVAX and I'm doing it myself on the AVAX blockchain and all that kind of stuff. And it's not very user-friendly. And let's be frank, I have to pull out the ledger key. I have to connect it. I have to transfer from the exchange. Let's say I bought on Binance or whatever. I have to transfer from that exchange to the ledger key, send it. And then you have the C chain, the P chain. You got to transfer from the C chain to the B. I mean, it's a freaking nightmare for most people who are not in the software industry. They look at it, they're like, this is a gigantic headache. You know, SwissBorg makes it extremely easy. You buy the coin, let's say you buy 1 ETH, and then you say, okay, put it in my urn. It waits for the next day to put it in your urn at like 9 a.m. Europe time. Once it is starting to earn 24 hours later, boom, you see the first reward. And every 24 hours, you will see the rewards. So that's what I like about SwissBorg that makes it very friendly. Now, of course, there are some that are easy to stake. Solana is very easy to stake. Tezos is very easy to stake. You can stake them directly in your Trust wallet, in your Exodus wallet. I mean, there are many wallets that, you know, makes it super easy. However, like I said, some are not easy. ETH, you have to use Lido. You have to use some other DeFi protocols, other things. Coins get locked. There are unstaking is very long. ADA, for instance, Cardano. When you stake it, if you unstake, it takes 28 days, I believe. So it's very long. They made it super easy. With SwissBorg, no matter what, you will stake your coins. You leave them there. After 24 hours, it starts making money. Every day it makes money. It auto recompounds your stuff. You never have to go back and recompound anything. Atom that I like, Cosmos, if you use Kepler, every day you get rewards, but every day you have to go back, claim your rewards, and then stake them back. Most people don't have time to do this. You don't have to do any of this with SwissBorg. They will do all the work for you automatically. So that's the beauty of it. So let's look a little bit at, what are some of their rewards. Now, you have a few different levels, like I was saying, depending on how many coins you have staked with them. If you get 500 coins, which we established they are at 20 cents, so that's basically $100, you become an explorer. If you do 2,000, you become a community member, pioneer, generation. Genesis does not exist anymore. For those who are already Genesis, they remain Genesis, but you cannot become a Genesis anymore. But generation is pretty much roughly the same thing than Genesis. And mainly the main thing is it gives you a yield booster on your rewards. So the rewards are boosted if you do this. If you don't, then you just get the 1x. And if you do generations, you can get to 2x. So what are the rewards? So we get, for instance, ETH. If you are standard, you get 215. But if you are generation or Genesis, you get 4.3%. And if you do Matic, you get 5.5. If you do Aave, you get 5.9. If you get DOT, you get 7%. If you do AVAX, you get 2.9. Now, of course, you're going to tell me if you know the rates, like you can stake those for slightly higher. Like Aave, you probably get like 6.5%, 7% if you stake it with Aave directly. But once again, you have to do it. It's not easy. You have to connect a wallet. You have to know what you're doing. You have to go claim rewards. It doesn't auto compound for you and all that kind of stuff. So some coins, I will agree that they are probably better staked yourself, on, like ADA, it's at 4%. But if you stake ADA on your own Trust wallet, for instance, you get ADA at 4.6 or, something like that. The graph, not an easy coin to stake. You have to choose pools. It's not easy. I've actually taken a deep dive into it. And for an expert, yes, it's very doable. But for beginner, not easy. Here, it's super easy. And the cool thing that really is nice with this, like I said, is at any time you can unstake. It will get free 24 hours later in the morning. So let's say it's right now, if it was, let's say 4 in the afternoon, you unstake. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., your coin is freed up and you can set it anywhere you want. So it's very, very fast. So that's what I like. And their rates, yes, they're not crazy, but at least they are rates that are viable. They take a little bit, like I said, you can stake Aave for about 7%, let's say, and here you're going to get 6. But that 1% is to make it super easy. And of course, they have to make some money, So that's what I like about this whole platform. Now, if you're an expert, yeah, probably it's better if you do it yourself. You'll get more rewards and you'll be safer because they'll be on your own wallet. But for those who don't know anything, and they do want to stake, that's where I like the platform. And the rates haven't changed much, because like Aave, for instance, it's been around 6% since day one. Since 2 years ago that I started using their platform, it was already at 6%. The same with ETH. It's always been around those 4.5%, 4.8%. It's not changed much. So that's the cool thing about some of these coins. Matic, is another cool one. 5.5. If you try to stake Matic yourself, it's not easy. So those are the different rates, and they try to grow. I've seen this number of things grow over time. So they're adding more coins as they can, so that there are more and more coins available for staking. They have also a little tool to estimate your returns, so that you can see exactly, if you invest X amount of money with this yield, what would you get in, days, month, year, whatever. They will show you the return. So that's another cool thing. So that's what I like, slow and steady. That's really what they're trying to do. They can also balance your risk and return. You can do a small amount of your portfolio, 5-10%, to brave and save the rest on core strategy to benefit from both worlds. Because you can do, that's where they have, for those that want to do a little bit more risk, they can propose a few things that are a little bit more risky on the coins to buy. And also slow and steady to build your wealth over time. So that's the other thing that's cool, is they can rebalance automatically your portfolio, which not every stuff out there offers that. They offer different strategies, which is really, really cool.
Thank you for that information, Boris. That is actually really helpful on the staking side. Can we kind of now change gears and talk about what everyone wants to know? Can you give us your price prediction and where you see SwissBorg in the next coming years, Boris?
So like I was saying, I'm really more interested in SwissBorg as a platform than really their coin. But their coin, probably will do well, since they might, they look like they're going to do fairly well over the coming years. So right now they're sitting around 20 cents. This year they could go up to 34 cents at some point. By 2025, they'll be in the 70, 80 cents range. And then by 27, around $1.45 range. And then eventually reach almost $4 by 2030. So, it's pretty much a 20x from here. Because if you take 20 cents, which is the current price, and it will go up this year to 40 cents, but eventually to $4. That potentially is a 20x over the coming years. So that's pretty amazing. And what I like, we've seen a lot of platform, first of all, go away. And we have seen a lot of platform offer some really good rewards, but those rewards have either decreased tremendously or you're not making what you used to make. SwissBorg, they've never done this. In the 2 years that I've been with them, the rewards have always stayed the same. Things have remained the same, And like I said, yes, you're not getting the best reward out there. There are much better platforms than SwissBorg. But some of those platforms are gone, like Celsius, like Voyager. They've gone under because they were over promising to their clients, these guys, the Swiss way. They go slow and steady, but they're moving forward, and at least they're not, playing with the bank and doing some crazy stunt. At least none that I'm aware of. And it seems like people have confidence in them because less than a month ago, they started raising money for their Series A. And 3 weeks later, even with Christmas vacations and the holidays and the New Year and all that stuff, they were able to get close to their mark, which I'm sure they're going to pass pretty soon. So interesting project if you are looking for a replacement to a staking platform that seems solid to compare to some of the others out there.
Thank you, Boris. From my side, that's all I have. I want to let the viewers know Happy New Year. Thank you for watching us. We're looking forward to another great year with you guys. But if you have anything else to add, Boris, please feel free. Otherwise, that's it for me today.
That's it. Thank you. Happy New Year to everyone. And we look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.